रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः. Yuddha chapter number 61, the antecedents of Kumbhakarna. The recitation begins now. The sight of the monkeys fleeing from the battlefield in affright, Rama grasped his bow and cast his eyes around to know what was causing this panic, and beheld Kumbhakarna coming along. His huge body was adorned with a priceless crown that made him look like the Mount Meru illuminated with the sun. He looked like Mahavishnu that covered the worlds three in number with his 3 steps when he came forth as Trivikrama. He was adorned with garlands of gold, armlets, earrings, that they lay upon him like lightning over rain-charged cloud banks. He was like an axle on which were fixed the 2 wheels of the earth and the sky, for he touched both. When that wondrous form drew near, the monkey host fled in fear, and the Rakshasas roared like lions with joy and enthusiasm. Rama was surprised thereat and said to Vibhishana, "Lo, there comes towards us a huge being like unto a huge mountain, and takes his way along the streets of Lanka. His tawny eyes resemble Mars and Saturn. So cruel is his look as it rolls about terribly. A mighty crown rests upon his head, and he shines as if he were a lofty banner raised upon the earth to glorify it. Who is this warrior moving about like masses of clouds lighted with lightnings? I see no other in Lanka like him. Our monkeys flee for shelter at the sight of this monster. Who is he, Rakshasa or an Asura? I have never set my eyes till now on such a creature." And to him replied Vibhishana, the most wise and intelligent, "Lord, this is the famous warrior who defeated in battle Yama and Indra. He is the son of Maharishi Vishravas and the brother of Ravana. They call him Kumbhakarna. There is no Rakshasa like unto him in stature. Countless are the Devas, Danavas, Yakshas, Bhujangas, Rakshasas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Kinnaras, and Pisachas that have been defeated by him in the battle. Frightful of look, he takes his place on the battlefield armed with a trident like Yama himself. The very gods dare not raise their eyes to him then. They swooned away in affright, taking him for the Lord of Time himself. Ravana and the other Rakshasas derive their might from the boons granted to them, but this one is naturally endowed with boundless strength and splendor. Hunger afflicted him sorely as soon as he was born, and he began to eat thousands of creatures that he saw around him. All creation trembled with fear, and they took refuge with Indra and complained to him sorely, knowing not what to do. The king of the gods was mightily angry and struck him with his keen vajra. But Kumbhakarna paid no heed to it, and he roared in fury so that his body quaked with it. All creation trembled with fear, and they took refuge with Indra and complained to him sorely, knowing not what to do. The king of the gods was mightily angry and struck him with his keen vajra. But Kumbhakarna paid no heed to it, and he roared in fury so that his body quaked with it. The earth and the creatures thereon, frightened to death before at his sight, trembled with terror even more pitiably. Then the Rakshasa, in his mad fury, plucked out one of the tusks of Iravata, the elephant that Indra rode on, and hit the ruler of the gods with it on his chest. Indra was sorely afflicted and could not stand it, and his anger blazed forth. Gods, Brahmarishis, Danavas, and the creatures on the face of the earth placed before them Indra and sought the presence of Lord Brahma himself and laid before him the wickedness of Kumbhakarna, his destroying the creatures without count, his cruelty afflicting the gods. They told him how he had laid waste the sacred lodges of the rishis and laid violent hands on women. Lord, if he is allowed thus to work his will on the creatures in the worlds, it needs no saying that they will be untenanted and empty. The grandsire sent for the son of Vishravas and beheld him for the first time. He himself was sorely beset with fear. Then he called him over to the side spoke to him kindly, and secured an influence over him when he said, "Boy, did my grandson beget you to compass the destruction of all the worlds I have created? So, from this moment, you shall fall lifeless like a log." Then Kumbhakarna fell down before him, bereft of consciousness. Thereat, Ravana was sorely troubled at heart and said, "Lord, you reared a mighty tree, and you seek to cut it down now when it bears fruit. Is this just? The protector of all beings, it becomes you not to curse this great grandson of yours. But your word comes true, and this my brother will sleep endlessly on. So I pray you in the beginning and the end of it." Then said to him Brahma, "Then he will sleep on for 6 months at a time, and keeps awake but for a day. So this mighty warrior is sorely afflicted with insatiable hunger, that on one day roams about with his mouth gaping wide like the netherworld Patala. His anger and wrath make him look like the lord of death, and he devours all the creatures that he comes across. Ravana, put to shame by you, and afraid of your valor and prowess, has roused Kumbhakarna from his sleep, and very soon this Rakshasa will march out from the palace and eat up the monkey hosts past count. Then he clean loses control over himself with madness of anger upon him. Our monkeys flee in terror at the sight of him. I do not know how they could be brought to face him on the field of battle. So let somebody tell them that this is a huge machine worked and moved by rare engines. Then they will not be so much in terror of him." Then Rama sent forth Nila the general and said, "Array our forces and invade and hold the walls, the road and the fortifications, the other mountain peaks, trees and blocks of stone. All our monkeys should be ready to give battle, armed with sword, shield, and other weapons." Nila passed the orders on to his troops. Gavaksh, Sharbha, Hanuman, Angada, and other monkey heroes rooted up lofty mountain tops and blocked the gates of Lanka. The monkeys and the leaders were filled with enthusiasm and courage at the words of Rama, and hit with huge trees the Rakshasas that guarded the outer fortifications of Lanka. Like unto black storm clouds gathering round a huge mountain, did those fierce monkey troops take their place around Lanka, armed with huge blocks of stone. Mangalam Kushlendraya Mahaniya Gunaptiye Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.